Jackson, and here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. In an effort to promote more transparency of Vatican finances, the Vatican Bank is creating a website and will now publish its annual report. Ernst von Freiberg, who was appointed president of the Vatican Bank, formerly known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, Met employees recently announced the new initiatives. According to Greg Burke, the media advisor for the Vatican Secretariat of State, the website will be unlike most banking websites in that it will not offer online banking or list clients in its annual report. Rather, it will explain what the Institute is and what it does. The Institute for the Works of Religion was formally established in 1942. The Vatican Bank is not a lending institution, and it is not a commercial enterprise intent on generating capital. In news now from around the country, with the announcement that Oregon scientists have successfully converted human skin cells into embryonic stem cells, Cardinal Sean of Boston, the chairman of the U.S. Bishops' Committee on Pro-Life Activities, is warning that the technique is morally troubling. Scientists at the Oregon Health and Science University and the Oregon National Primate Research Center say they have successfully reprogrammed human skin cells to become embryonic stem cells, which are capable of transforming into other types of cells that could replace those damaged by illness or injury. The research has been referred to as human cloning by some news reports. Cardinal O'Malley said the process used by the Oregon research team created and destroyed more than 120 human embryos, which the Church considers human life that must be protected. One other note from the Vatican: Pope Francis held his weekly general audience in St. Peter's Square. The Pope, with Pentecost Sunday on hand, focused his thoughts on the Holy Spirit. Rome Reports has more.
For about 40 minutes, Pope Francis made his way through St. Peter's Square in the Pope-mobile as he greeted the crowds. In fact, a pilgrim actually asked the Pope to bless 2 white doves before setting them free. But it seemed like one of the doves wanted to stay with the Pope. Next Sunday, exactly 40 days after Easter, the Catholic Church celebrates Pentecost. So during his catechesis, the Pope talked about the power and importance of the Holy Spirit.
Lo Spirito Santo poi, come promette Gesù, ci guida a tutta la verità. Ci guida non solo all'incontro con Gesù, pienezza della verità, ma ci guida anche dentro della verità.
The Pope explained that truth is not an idea that everyone agrees with, nor is it a possession, but rather, he said, it's an encounter that's made possible by the Holy Spirit.
Proviamo a chiederci: sono aperto all'azione dello Spirito Santo? Lo prego perché mi dia luce, mi renda più sensibili alle cose di Dio. E questa è una preghiera che dobbiamo fare tutti i giorni, tutti i giorni.
As thousands of people looked on, the Pope announced that in September he plans to visit the Italian island of Sardinia to pray before the sanctuary of Our Lady of Bonaria. The Pope then talked about the connection between Our Lady and his native city of Buenos Aires.
Proprio nel momento della fondazione della città di Buenos Aires, quando il fondatore l'ha fondata, voleva nominarla città della Santissima Trinità. Ma i marinai che lo avevano portato laggiù erano sardi e loro volevano che si chiamasse città della Madonna del Bonaria. E è stato uno scontro fra loro e alla fine hanno fatto una negoziazione e la città è troppo lunga, il nome della città è lungo, si chiama Città della Santissima Trinità e Porto di Nostra Signora del Bonarie. Ma è tanto lunga, soltanto sono rimasti le 2 ultime parole, Bonaria, Buenos Aires, ma è per la Madonna vostra.
More news now from around the country. In a follow-up to a story we told you earlier this week, Dr. Kermit Gosnell, who was convicted of murder on May 13th in Philadelphia, has given up his right to an appeal, said that he would not get the death penalty. The judge then gave him 3 consecutive life sentences with no chance for parole on 3 first-degree murder convictions and another 2.5 to 5 years in prison for involuntary manslaughter. Those sentences also are consecutive. He also was convicted of hundreds of violations of Pennsylvania abortion regulations. Gosnell had been found guilty in the deaths of 3 babies born alive during abortions. Archbishop Charles Chaput of Philadelphia released a statement on the verdict, saying the cloaking of the ugliness of abortion with misnomers like proper medical coverage or choice needs to stop. The Archbishop said that abortion is violence of the most intimate sort and it needs to end. And finally in the news, on May 14th, Minnesota became the 12th state to allow same-sex marriage when Governor Mark Dayton signed the bill, which had been passed in the state Senate in a 37-30 vote the day before. The State House passed the measure May 9th. The law is to take effect on August 1st. In the Minnesota Catholic Conference, the public policy arm of the state's bishops said it was disappointed in the state's decision and that the church would continue to work to rebuild a healthy culture of marriage and family life, as well as defend the rights of Minnesotans to live out their faith in everyday life and speak the truth in love. In a statement, the conference went on to say that the full social and legal effects of this decision will begin to manifest themselves in the years ahead. Earlier in May, Rhode Island and Delaware became the 10th and 11th states, respectively, to legalize same-sex marriage. Well, that is all the information we have for you at this time. I'm Kevin Nelson, and don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV network.